Chapter 1 of Quarantine, a Love Story. Chapter 1. Oliver. My eyes sting against the brightness in my room when I wake up. I didn't sleep well. I usually don't before I have to get on a plane. I tried to concentrate on the sound of waves crashing outside my room, but it just reminds me how much the open water my plane will be flying over. I hadn't had a panic attack the entire trip. I don't want one on my last morning in Dominican Republic. I get out of bed, grab some clothes, and head to the bathroom. I'm so tired as I brush my teeth. I drop my toothpaste cap down the drain, which means I have to throw out the rest of my toothpaste. The travel size tube is almost empty anyway, so it's dumb that losing the cap bugs me, but it does. Annoyed, I quickly put my clothes and head to the hotel lobby, which has been set up as a dining space for us volunteers. Everyone has their phones out and is swapping numbers and emails and stuff, including Emily, who's talking to Davin. She puts her hand on his arm, and I almost go back to my room, but she sees me and waves. I'm not sure if the wave means I should go over there or not, but I decide I should, even though Devin is less than thrilled as I approach their table. Emily's eyes look even bluer with her new tan. Her smile turns into an expectant look. "Do you want to sit down?" she finally asks. "Sure," I say, sitting. But I quickly spring back up. "I should get my breakfast first," I mumbled. "Well, save your seat," Emily calls as soon as I get in the line at the buffet table. I start to pile my plate with scrambled eggs, but in my hunger and tiredness, I drop a bunch onto the platter of pancakes. I stand there in a lid in my hand, trying to decide if I should scoop the eggs off or just leave them, feeling my ears burn. I decide to leave the eggs, but as I head back to the table, I hear someone say behind me in line, "Ew, someone dropped eggs in the pancakes. That's disgusting." My ears feel like they're gonna catch on fire as I sit down. Emily and Devin are both scrolling on their phones, so I'm not even sure if they notice I'm back. But Emily looks up as I'm shoving food in my mouth. She asks, "Oliver, I heard you're not on our flight anymore." I've just taken a huge bite, so I nod. They both look at me, and I realize I'm supposed to say more. "Going back on an early flight," I managed to choke out. Devalden rolls his eyes. "What, big party in Brooklyn you need to get back to?" My ears start to burn again. That's actually exactly why I'm going back early. But it's clear that I can't tell Devin that. It's sorta family emergency, I lie. Devin rolls his eyes again and grabs his breakfast tray. Have a safe flight," he says, sarcasm dripping from his voice. Then he smiles at Emily. "See you at the beach in 10? Emily gives him a dirty look, but Devin smiles. He's such a jerk sometimes. She watches him walk away, then turns to me again. "So, really, why are you heading back by yourself? I think you're the only volunteer who actually wants to leave Dominican Republic." I fidget in my seat. "It's not that. Something came up last minute back home," which is only 50% a lie. Kinsley mentioned the party on the first day on the trip, but she only actually invited me yesterday morning. Olive. Olive? It's a nice nickname she thinks she meant it for me. I haven't had the heart to tell her my Aunt Jana has called me Olive because you're too little to be a whole Oliver since I was 3, and it never annoyed me. I avoid her eyes and pull out my phone out of my pocket and start fiddling with it. Emily quickly reaches across the table and grabs the phone from me. It's open to my pictures, specifically the ones Kendall and I saved off Facebook. Does Kendall have anything to do with your early departure? Busted. Maybe I talked about Kendall too much with Emily. Maybe I talked about Kendall with too much with everyone. She raises an eyebrow at me, but I sort of shrug, and she goes to the contacts to add her number. "Trade you," she says, sliding her phone my way. It's totally different than mine, so I fumble for a bit with her watching while I add my phone number. I include the R in Oliver without even really thinking about it. Then she'll worry she'll read into it. But I already slid her phone back to her a little too hard. She barely catches it as it slides off the table. I cringe, but Emily just laughs. Bye, Olive. Don't go breaking any hearts, okay? She clears her breakfast dishes and heads out to the beach. I watch her leave and as I look at the back of her head, her hair reminds me of Kendall's. I swear, Kendall used to wear her hair in a braid like that all the time. Maybe. I sit at the table by myself and pick up my phone. I scroll all my texts with Kendall. I pull her number off Facebook and saved in my contacts months ago, but never actually texted her. Then on the way to the airport, she texted me, "Too bad you're gone all spring break." I stared at the message for a while, telling myself she probably meant to text someone else. Even though I just posted a picture of my suitcase, I composed and rewrote and deleted. And when my mom went over a bump, my finger tapped the guy in sunglasses emoji. I wanted to throw up at first, but then she sent in a wink emoji back, and somehow texted the whole spring break, even though we have hung out exactly once outside school. When a big group of us went ice skating, that was 4 months ago, and since then I could count the number of conversations I've had with her on one hand. I head back to my room to pack. I spent my junior year spring break helping build houses in Dominican Republic, so most of my clothes are dirty. I throw my crumbled and sweaty laundry into the suitcase. I look out the window one last time, at the beach and palm trees. I see Emily and Devon walking together. I grab my suitcase and head to the lobby. I'm the only volunteer on the little airport shuttle. We stop at a couple resorts to pick up other travelers. One man has three huge suitcases, and the driver can fit them all under cage of a small bus. There is some rearranging, some yelling, and finally a man, who is now drenched in sweat, brings out one of his suitcases on board. He doesn't make eye contact with any of us, and fans himself with his boarding pass. We're already running late, and some of the other passengers are grumbling, but it's fine with me, really. The less time I have to spend at the airport waiting to get on the plane, the better. I wish there was a train that went to Dominican Republic to Brooklyn, or even a boat, or something lower to the ground that doesn't go tens of thousands of feet in the air. I take a deep breath, wipe my sweaty hands on my legs. When we get to the airport, the sunburned resort goers pile off the bus in front of me. Because I was the first one on my bus, my suitcase was the last one that the driver pulled out. He wipes the sweat off his face with his shirt. I wasn't watching anyone else, so I'm not sure if a tip would be welcome or insulting. I offer a handshake, which he looks confused about. I mumble, "Gracias," and I walk out into the airport. I should know more Spanish, considering my dad was born in Mexico, but I don't. The security line is long and moving slowly. My mom tries calling, but I feel weird talking on the phone with so many people around me. Then she texts, and she doesn't stop texting. "Hope you're at the airport. Did you get my last text?" I can picture her pacing on our Princeton apartment, wiping down the counters for a third time this morning, the phone in her other hand. I sent her a quick message. "Sorry, was packing," and saying bye. "I'll see you in a few hours." She writes back so quickly, I wonder if she already had the message composed. "You're sure everything's okay? You're sure you're really just coming back for a party?" I look up from the line, take a deep breath. "Yes, Mom, just a party. At security." A millisecond later, "Okay, let me know when you're on the plane." I closed out my text with my mom and sent a quick group to Kenzel and Lucy asking for the address tonight, even though I was at Lucy's house a few months ago, when we had to do our history project together. I'm getting closer to the front of the line, so I shove my phone into my bag. I look up, and a woman is trying to walk through the metal detector while on a phone call. She looks confused when security workers make her hang up. No one seems bothered, except for the girl in front of the line, who I swear is wearing a flannel shirt that Kendall has. She's looking around, and her eyes lock for a second. And our eyes lock for a second. Without thinking about it, I roll my eyes and smile, and she smiles back. She has a really great smile. Airports suddenly seem less scary. Flying in general seems less scary when I get into a gate and see that the girl is on my flight.